welcome back to my channel. Today's video is kind of going to be like my reaction on the last few episodes of Supernatural. So, what I wanted to start with was episode 18, in my opinion, on that episode. What I liked about episode 18 was Castiel's goodbye. Now, I shipped SDL, but I never expected it to become canon. I loved what happened because it shows that Castiel was always going to sacrifice himself for the Winchesters, even though I don't think he should have. But we all knew it was going to happen since he made that deal with the Empty to save Jack. Now, episode 19 was okay in my opinion. It was really slow, but I liked seeing Lucifer, but it didn't make much sense for him to side with Chuck because he never was on his side from the start. In my opinion, they should have had Gabriel and Raphael return to have like all the archangels fight. Amara should have also tried to fight back from being in Chuck's control. Michael returning was good. I really enjoyed seeing him back. I really would have loved if they had more of the cast return, but because of COVID, I understand why they couldn't do that. But in my opinion, they should have just waited to finish the last few episodes if that was the case. I really liked Chuck's ending for his story. I think him becoming human really, made him look better, in my opinion. I loved Chuck from the start, but he was acting kind of off from the ending of last season. Now, onto the final episode. I really didn't enjoy. I liked the first half of the episode, but then after Dean died, I didn't really enjoy it anymore because Jared and Jensen from the start kept saying that they wanted to bring the show back in the future. But how can they do that if both of the boys are dead? So they, in my opinion, they should have kept Sam alive if they wanted to go down the route with Dean dying. I like seeing them live a normal life. The way Dean died, well, I didn't really like that. He should have died more epically, but I understand that because Chuck wasn't writing their story anymore, they were living their own lives, and that kind of made sense to me. I hated that it was a boring Monster of the Week episode. I like episodes that have major plot storylines, so that's why I didn't like it either. And the last few episodes should have been more plot storyline episodes. Now, from the start, when Jared and Jensen and Misha said that the show was gonna end with season 15, I told my mom that the only way it could end is if one of the boys die and one's alive, or if they both are alive. And in my opinion, that was the only way it started ending. The boys keep saying in panels and interviews that they want to bring the show back, and that it's not goodbye, it's just see you later. So that's why I would have liked the season finale better if one of the boys stay alive, or both of them. The barn fight in that episode was fine. I enjoyed that. I liked Dean's final goodbye to Sam. That was really sad. The Hunter's funeral, that was good for Dean. Jared and Jensen did so good in that episode. Their acting was on point. And I love what they did. Like, Jared brought in all the things from the first episode, and that was really fitting for the finale. Seeing Dean in heaven with Bobby was nice. It would have been nice to see everyone else that was in heaven too, like Mary and John, and maybe even Ellen and Joe. But because of COVID, that couldn't happen. And I also wanted to say, I saw the actress that played Ellen saying some stuff that I don't really think is true. I think that they were gonna try and get them back for the finale, but from other shows that I've seen, they could only have a certain number of people on hand for the episodes, and I'm guessing that that's probably why they couldn't bring everyone back. So I'm not mad at the writers or the cast because of that. It's just what is how we have to live right now, so they shouldn't have been blaming the writers and everyone who was working on the last few episodes. What I didn't like about that episode was Sam living out his life. Yes, I agree he should have had a family and all that, but it should have ended at that point. They shouldn't have the rest of that, him living the rest of his life like that. He should have just stayed alive. I don't know if Jack got Castiel out of the empty. What Bobby said probably meant that he is out of the empty. But if Castiel was out of the empty, then I think he should have been the one going to see Dean instead of Sam. I think that Jack should have brought a lot of the people that were in the empty back, like Gabriel and Crowley and a bunch of other ones that died, just not the bad ones. I have my notes over here, so I'm just reading over what I have to add to this. It should have ended with Dean on the bridge, and since Misha probably wasn't able to be there because I heard he was filming a movie or something, they could have had Misha film or record his voice saying hello Dean or anything like that, and have the sound of the angel wings. And that, it could have ended that way, and they could have showed that Castiel and Dean were together in heaven. I also heard that Jim Beaver, as well as Jared, said that the original plan was to have everyone return, but like I said, they couldn't get them all back because of COVID. Also, I've seen, I had maybe 5 shows end within the last few years, and a lot of the finales were pretty good in my opinion. Teen Wolf did a really good finale. Charmed, the originals was kind of good. Vampire Diaries was okay. I think that's all of them. But yeah, I really think that they could have done a finale where everyone would have been somewhat happy, and Sam and Dean wouldn't have had to die. I just don't know how they would bring the show back, because in the supernatural world, if they bring someone back from the dead, it just screws up with the whole world. So my sister said they could bring Dean back during, when Sam's living out his life, Sam and could go and bring Dean back, but like I don't see that making any sense in the show. Like I said, it could just ruin everything in the future. Like, maybe Sam won't have a son if he brings Dean back. So, yeah, that's why I don't see them being able to bring the show back. Unless that was the fake Sam and Dean that, the AU Sam and Dean that died. But I don't know. I just don't see them able to bring it back at this point. They'd have to really come up with something really epic to bring the show back. So that's my opinion about the finale. Now, I've been on Twitter and I've seen a lot of hate coming from the fans, and they're attacking the cast. The cast have no control over what the writers do for the show, so nobody should be attacking them. And I find it really horrible that people could do that to someone. And, like, they're even attacking the fans. I even got attacked for defending it, the people that were the victims here. Everyone's entitled to their opinion about the finale, but they shouldn't think that they're privileged to attack every person that took part in the show. Because it's not their fault. It's only the writer's fault and COVID. So bullying and attacking the cast and everyone else is just wrong. And I don't support that. The Supernatural fandom is supposed to be a family. They're supposed to be there for each other no matter what. That's what Supernatural taught us. So if I see any bullying from this day forward, then I'm going to report it and block the person that's doing the bullying and make sure that they're taken care of, because I really don't support that. So that's pretty much everything. Just don't come attacking me, because I'll take care of it if I need to. When I do my research about like any drama that's going on Twitter, I make sure I know all the facts before I post something. So don't attack me when you think that I don't know what I'm talking about, because I know what I'm talking about. So that's all I wanted to say about the finale and the bullying that's going around Twitter. So that's my opinion for the episode. Like I said, I only enjoyed half of it, and the rest I don't support. I really do hope that Jared, Jensen, and the rest of the cast return, but I wouldn't blame them if they don't, just because of how much hate that they're getting, which is really disgusting. So, yeah, if you guys liked my opinion, thanks for your advice and everything that I did, all my research I've done on this. And if you hate my opinion, get over yourself. But if you give me dislikes, that helps me out too, so thank you. That's all I have to say. See you guys next time.